Welcome to Trust, Then Know, the Jackie Boyd Podcast, a podcast providing education, information, and mostly inspiration that will help you become the best version of yourself. Join host Jackie Boyd for engaging and intriguing conversations. Now, Trust, Then Know, the Jackie Boyd Podcast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to my first episode of my podcast, Trust Then Know, the Jackie Boyd Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule, out of your day, out of everything you have going on to come check your girl out. Thank you so much. This has been a long time coming, and I've been so excited. I've been so anxious to greet you, to talk to you, to engage with you, to inspire you. And that's what Trust Then Know is all about. So thank you so very much. Listen, most of you know me. I'm Jackie, Jackie Boyd, JB, as they call me, or just Jackie. But on a real tip, I am your friend, I am your colleague, I am your sister, I am a mother, I am a daughter, I am all those things like so many of you are as well, right? And so I resonate with you as you probably resonate with me. And that is really the crux and the what the foundation of this podcast is all about. Trust, Then Know, the Jackie Boyd Podcast, bringing you information, education, and inspiration, mostly inspiration, to help you become the best version of yourself. I've been talking to so many of my friends and colleagues and just people, and we all seem to think about a lot of the same things. A lot of the same things concern us. A lot of the same things are things that we, some of us even worry about. And I figured, why not have a platform where we can come together and talk about those things, right? And with every episode that I have, at the end, there's going to be a call to action. And really, it's not a call to action as much as it is something to inspire you to act, to produce, or to deliver something that you've been wanting to do, to know something that you've been wanting to get information about. That's what Trust Then Know is all about. Some people said, well, what is Trust Then Know? Whatever it is you need to trust to help you be your best. Whatever it is you need to trust to bring about what you need to produce, to birth. So many of us have so many things deep in us that we haven't birthed. But when you trust yourself first, and for me, I trust God first, actually. But then you got to trust yourself. You got to trust yourself, and you have to have a relationship with you that allows you to make a commitment to yourself to deliver those things that you've been holding on to. And for me, this podcast is one, and my book is another one. So Trust Then Know, the Jackie Boyd Podcast is all about that. I'm going to bring experts, and I'm going to bring professionals who are experts in their field to bring you information that can help you become the best version of yourself. Because that's what we all want. We want to be the best version of ourselves. And, for those of you who are, in my little age bracket, I'm not going to say what that is, but whatever that age bracket is, listen, it's all about vitality, right? It's all about energy. You are only as old as you feel, and as long as you bring the energy and the vitality to do whatever you want, be adventurous, climb that mountain, go on that trip, whatever it is you have been wanting to do, I want you to be able to do it. I want to inspire you to do that, okay? So that's what Trust Then Know is all about. That's what it's all about. So some people have asked, well, what is the flow of the podcast? Well, the flow is, again, we're going to bring people together and just have conversations. Living room conversations. Just everyday conversations about things that people are thinking about and wanting to have information about. I'm going to bring that to you, right? So we're going to talk about those things. And then, as I stated earlier, we're going to have a call to action, inspiring you to do something, to do. right? Most of us, I have a friend of mine who says that often. He says, where people get stuck is in the doing. They'll say, I'm gonna, but have they executed, right? That's where we get stuck. So we're hoping to bring information to you to help you execute, to go to the next level, not just say, I'm gonna, but you're going to do, and then you're going to take the steps to execute to get it done. So that's the flow of Trust and Know, the Jackie Work podcast. So this week, which is the first, is going to be a two-part series, right? And as I stated earlier, my book, I'm so excited about Resilient Trust. I'm going to talk tonight about writing a book, right? I want to talk tonight about the fact that each of us is our own author. We are each an author. We all have a book in us. We all have a book in us. And sometimes it takes a push, sometimes it takes encouragement, sometimes it takes something happening to trigger something in us to say, you know what, let me get that book done. So I want to talk about my book. I want to talk about Resilient Trust. I want to talk about how that came about. And I don't want to talk about it just to talk about it. I want to talk about it to inspire you to write your book. Even after I came out with my cover unveiling, so many people came to me and said, I've been thinking about a book. I've been thinking about writing something. That's usually what happens. One person does something and inspires somebody else to do something. Before you know it, it catches on and you're doing it, right? It just takes that one person to get it done, to start. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what inspired me to write. And quite honestly, guys, I've been writing this book. I started writing it over 10 years ago. Over 10 years ago, I started writing my book. And my book is my story, right? My story. Yeah, I'm from Baltimore. I'm a Ravens girl. I gotta say, go Ravens, go Charm City. But I'm from Baltimore, moved to Jacksonville almost 30 years ago, was married, divorced, and then widowed. A single mom of 3 kids. Raised those children, and the only job I gave my kids is I need you to be great students and I will do all the heavy lifting. And my life was that in Jacksonville. My mother says, hey, the Lord had to bring you to an unknown land to grow you up. And perhaps that's what happened. But I went through a lot of life. I went through a lot of maturity. I raised my kids. And so many women and men, this is not just for women, but there's so many women and men who have had to be mom and dad at some point, who have had to really dig in and go deep to take care of their family. And that's me. So my resilient trust is just that. I had to have a resilient trust that was beyond what your mind could fathom to really survive. And that was a trust in God. And then God allowed me to trust myself, but not myself by myself, with Him. So that's what resilient trust is about. Now, that's what my book is about. But each of you have a story, and each of you have a book inside of you. Whether it's an ebook, whether you're going to use a ghostwriter, whether you're going to write it yourself, I'm going to encourage you to get your story out. And somebody might say, well, why is that important? Well, if it's just important for your children, for your legacy, for you, maybe just self-development, whatever it is, tell your story. Because everything that you've gone through and everything that you're going through and everything that you will go through, somebody else needs to hear it. We are not in this thing for ourselves. We think we are. But I'm a woman of faith, and I do believe that God puts us here to pay it forward, right? He puts us here to obviously to take care of our families and take care of ourselves, but He puts us here to help somebody else. And I believe that at my core. I believe that at the very fiber in me, I believe that God puts us here to pay it forward. So everything that we've gone through will be used to help somebody else. Maybe we can help someone navigate through their process. Maybe we can help someone avoid some pitfalls or whatever the case may be. But each of us have a story to tell. And I want to encourage you to dig in and to tell your story. When I first decided to write my book, I was in Walmart and I was standing in line. I saw this book that, my phone keeps dropping. I saw this book that said, My Single Mom Life. That was the title, My Single Mom Life. and it was an unknown author. It was just a random book. I bought that. I think it was like $11.99 book, and I read it. And when I tell you that book by that unknown author just touched my life. Now, everything that she wrote in that book may not have been for everybody, but it was for me. And how many me's are there for your story? Several, hundreds, thousands. So when I read that book, I said, wow, here's another single mom. And not that being a single mom is something that's like, oh my God, you're a single mom, because the single moms exist, but hearing somebody else's story and hearing them tell it and what they did and how they did it and how they survived and what they had to do gave me encouragement. So imagine if whatever yours is, right, you can encourage somebody else. And then it gives you a sense of satisfaction and accomplishment when you get that out, when you've done something that you've been wanting to do, you set your mind to do, and you finally do it, and you finally execute it, and you go through every step it takes to get it done. The accomplishment and the sense of pride that you have is like none other. So when I saw that book, I said, wow, it really touched a chord in me. And I started writing. Not immediately, but like some life had happened, and I started writing. I wrote, I started writing, and I was writing continuously. And then I stopped. And then I wrote again, and I stopped. And then I stopped for a very, very long time and haven't picked it up again until this year when I celebrated a milestone birthday. And someone said, this is a milestone birthday. What are you doing? I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I told them, hey, I've been writing this book, and that person encouraged me, get that book and finish it. And that's exactly what I decided to do. And so Resilient Trust came birthed out of me, not because I just needed a title, but I really, really, really had to think about what is my book about? What will I say? And what is the theme of it? Resilient trust. I'm telling you that because as you dig in and as you dig deep, I want you to take the same steps to dig in and figure out what you have to say and what will the theme of what you have to say, what will it take? What will that theme be? And I promise you, when you do that and you figure out what it is you want to say, what the theme is of what you want to say, you're going to feel so good about yourself. You're going to feel so accomplished. So listen, that's how I came to have Resilient Trust. And so I had a book cover unveiling. My closest friends and family were there. Well, not all of my family's in Baltimore, but my adoptive family here in Jacksonville, who was like family. You can have family that's not blood family, but they're really still family. And there were so many people in that room filled with love. And they came to celebrate me and celebrate this milestone and this accomplishment. We had a great time that night. And you're going to see some clips. My kids, my closest friends that I met 27 years ago when I moved to Jacksonville, they were all in that room. And it meant so much to me. So I just want to share those clips, not because I just want to share them, but because I want you to see that when you do yours, it could be the same way. You're going to have people around you who love you, who care about you, who want the best for you. And those are the people you want surrounding you at all times. And those people were in that room for me. So I want you to be able to see some of the celebration that we had. I want you to see how we flowed and what we did, because I want to inspire you to get that author out of you. Put pen to paper and tell your story. And if for nobody else, let it be for your children, right? So they can know about their mom or their dad or their parents when their mom, dad, or parents are no longer here. And then they can share it with their children. That's how legacy starts and it continues, right? So I'm encouraging you to do that. So listen, as I said, this is a 2-part series. Tonight I wanted to share with you about my book. I wanted to share with you what inspired me to write my book. I wanted to share with you the steps I took to make those things happen. I'm still writing, it's not finished. The book unveiling, a cover unveiling was done. I'm still finishing the book, and my goal was to have the book ready for publishing. I said by the end of the year, but realistically it's going to be the end of the first quarter of 2025. Again, every episode of Trust and Know the Jackie Boy podcast, at the end we'll have a call to action, and really it's a call to inspire you to do something, to produce something, to birth something, so that you can become the best version of yourself. So listen, guys, that's all I got for you on this first podcast. Listen, I do want to share a couple of things, though, because I had some of my friends, and I love my friends, who wanted to give me some encouragement for this first episode, and they were so kind to send me a few messages, and I just want to share them with you all, and I want to thank those people who took the time to send those messages to me. So let me pull them up, and I want to read them to you, if you don't mind. I do need my glasses because once you reach a certain age, you need 4 eyes and not 2. So I'm putting my other 2 pair of eyes on here. So my dear friend Latrice Williams-Hargrave, she says, beyond proud of you, sending you love, positive vibes, prayers for a phenomenal launch. Can't wait to tune in. Thank you, Tree. I love you. And then Andrea Richardson, you got this. Thank you so much. Andrea Bryant, Powerhouse Andrea, sending success, love, and positive energy your way. God got you. Thank you so very much. And my dear friend Felicia Mitchell, hey Fifi. Jackie Boy, you are absolutely amazing. Continue to be who you are, inspiring and full of energy. A real down-to-earth, classy woman. Every episode is a step toward building a community and making an impact. You got this, friend. Thank you so much. I just want to say, when you have friends in your corner and people who love you, the energy you get from love is powerful. Do you know that love is powerful? And the energy you get from love is unbelievable. Love gives us energy, man. Love hard. Tell the people you love that you love them. Live with no regrets, right? Because tomorrow's not promised. And that's a Jackie Boy thing. I tell my kids that all the time. Live with no regrets. Tell the people you love them. Forgive frequently and often. And just live. So listen, guys, that's what I have for you tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, every second and fourth Tuesday of every month at 7:30 p.m., you can catch me on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And all you gotta look up is Trust, T-R-U-S-T, then T-H-E-N, Know, K-N-O-W. Trust, then Know, and you will find me, okay? Thank you so much. Until next week, be the best version of yourself. Bye.
Thank you for listening and watching this episode of Trust, Then Know, the Jackie Boyd podcast. We hope this episode has left you informed, intrigued, and inspired to become your best self. Remember to tune in every second and fourth Tuesday of the month at 7:30 p.m. Look out for Trust, Then Know.
Don't forget to like,